Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria and we are unboxing this month's September 2025 Witch's Roots subscription box. This comes every single month and it's always filled with some mystical and magical items. Sometimes we get some really interesting surprises in this, but we usually have at least a tumblestone. We usually have some herbs. We have artwork in here. And, we usually just have a whole bunch of different items that are specially curated for the particular season that we are in. So let's have a look and see what's inside this one. I haven't looked yet, so let's be surprised together. So always comes in a very nice box, and oops, there we go. And we get our paperwork inside that tells us the theme and the items that are inside the box. So this theme is conjuring of compassion. Very beautiful. We can all use a little bit more compassion in our lives, not just with ourselves and those around us, but also the world as a whole. People had more compassion, things would probably be a little bit nicer, right? The world is not necessarily an evil place, but that's what gets the splashy headlines. So let's embrace some gentler energy here. So conjuring of compassion. On our journey through the winding and wild path, compassion stands as a luminous beacon, guiding us towards a more peaceful realm where we can heal our past traumas and nurture the souls of those around us. This sacred act of magic ripples through the universe, shaping our future outcomes with the essence of grace and beauty. As we embrace the shorter days and longer nights, we rely on compassion to help us find our way through the depths of shadowy self-exploration. In this collection, we will pierce into the heart of compassion through divinatory practices and intuitive adventure. This truly beautiful and hopeful collection is a true gift in the modern world. The magical items in this box are as follows. And then we've got a list of items that are in the box. So we're just going to put this to the side right now because I like to kind of dig through the box a little bit and be a little surprised as we go through, and then we'll just make sure afterwards that we've received all of the items that we're supposed to. So I'll just put that to the side for the moment. So as always, they always have a card selection, either an oracle card or a tarot card. In this case, what do we have? Whoa, that is pretty. Look at how beautiful and ethereal and gentle and graceful that card is. Stunning. And what is the message? The Book of Changes. Just like a beautiful but unusual melody, the divine plan is unfolding through your life, although it isn't always predictable. Kuan Yin is guiding you in the right direction. Even if you do not fully understand what is happening in your life right now, allow Kuan Yin to bless you and trust in the unfolding of your divine path. Beautiful message. I have, of course, gone through some big, massive change in the month of September here, right after our full moon eclipse in Pisces. I unfortunately had to send my beloved dog of 14 years over the Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, a little bit of change in, a little bit of things going on. So I really do love that message. So it just came at really quite the right time, as they tend to. But let's keep digging and see what else we've got in here. So here's our artwork, and this is a Book of Shadows page for us. Kuan Yin. And it's hard to read a little bit in this light when I've got the camera right by me, but celestial influences is the moon. We've got some beautiful border around here, beautiful artwork. So Kuan Yin is the goddess mother, goddess of mercy, compassionate one, perceives our, what does that say? Perceives our Perceiver of... I can't read that. Hold on. Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get my glasses to read that. But anyway, that's fine. That's the only challenge sometimes with these particular pages, is because they are written in this lovely font. But unfortunately, unless I've got my glasses on, I'll never read that. So sometimes I actually grab my camera and zoom in with those. But anyway, it's just a little bit small to read. However, regardless of that, we do have Kuan Yin energy here, beautiful and gentle. So that goes in a book of shadows for reference. We also have here, okay, so a grimoire, a book of shadows artwork, and for a carob bean pod. So of course, carob beans, carob can be a substitute for cocoa. Carob has been used in a number of different things for centuries. So let's see, and again, we've got, you know, of course, the lovely font that is just a little bit difficult to read right in front of the camera. However, I might have a little more luck than with the other ones. It's just a little bit bigger. Anyways, carob bean pod. That means we've got carob bean pod in the box. Origin is Mediterranean and Middle East. Other names, I can't read that one. Carob tree, Carube, Carabier, Cherub, and I can't actually pronounce a couple of them. Anyways, celestial influence is Venus, zodiac is Taurus, chakra is your root chakra and your heart chakra, colors brown, gold, green, pink, and white. Stones that it's associated with is aventurine, emerald, fucnite, jade, rose quartz, and verdolite. Botanicals, almond, cinnamon, date, fig, hawthorn, olive, pomegranate, rose, vanilla. See, I can do it. There you go. Animals, bees, deer, and dove. Magical beings, Anat, Aphrodite, what is that? Asarte. Can't pronounce it. I can't actually read the next one. Athena, Baal, Haman, Demeter, Dryads, Elijah, Eros, Hathor, Isis, John the Baptist, Kuan Yin, and Tanit. So, magical properties: love, attraction, fertility, and abundance, grounding, comfort, and protection. Uses: carob pods carry a gentle yet steadfast magic, drawing affectionate love and strengthening the bonds between hearts. Their full seed-rich shells are ancient symbols of fertility, prosperity, and a generous harvest, while their grounding energy offers comfort, stability, and peace of mind. Carob also shields against jealousy, bitterness, and discord, guarding the sweetness of relationships. Carry dried pods or seeds in a charm bag to invite friendship and romance, or keep them in the home or pantry to welcome harmony and abundance. In kitchen witchery, blend powdered pod into baked goods to infuse meals with love and prosperity. Burn with rose petals or cinnamon to call in tenderness, or add the sachets to ease anxious energy and keep the heart calm. So beautiful. And let's get some of our little packaging out here and see what else we've got. So we've got a tumblestone in a nice little bag, and this is where we probably do need to reference our piece of paper again. So, because otherwise I'm not going to necessarily know what that is. I'm pretty good with crystals and a little bit of a rock hound, but sometimes they can be a little bit hard to discern here. So, tumblestoned labradorite. Of course, I love labradorite. If I had taken it out, I probably would have known that. Anyways, just a little small labradorite right there. This one's, see, it's got a good little couple of little shimmery things in here. I've got a bigger one right over here. This one is actually one of my favorite. It's tied to my very first tarot deck that I ever got. So they live happily ever after together right beside me on my table. They don't go too far. So anyway, so a little small labradorite fit really well in those little spheres, those little metal spheres that you put on a chain. You can usually change the stones out because it's a little bit like a slinky. Anyways, it would be really good in one of those, or just to put in a pocket or just put on your table. Anyways, comes with a nice little drawstring bag. Let's see what else we've got. Here's our, oh my goodness, we've got a deck in there. Ooh, fancy. Here's our carob bean pods, and you can see they're like husks, they're like shells, right? Almost like shells there, and they're dried, so it should last a while. Anyways, those can go in my little collection of herbs and things and whatnot. Let's see, we've got an oil. We always get an oil with these. I love the oils that we get in, and this is Gift of Grace. And let's see, what does it say in here? Gift of Grace Magical Anointing Oil. So this is beautiful, and let's just have a smell. I have, in case you can't tell, it might sound a little bit nasally, I have been battling one hell of a flu for the last 5 days, and my sense of smell is not, I can't smell anything. My sense of smell is not all that great right now, just because I'm still stuffy. So I'm gonna have to get a good whiff of that later on once my sinuses clear up a little bit. But really nice little bottles that these come in. They're about an ounce, I would say. But yeah, they usually do smell really wonderful. You can use them. You can put a little bit of the oil in a diffuser. You can anoint a candle with it before you burn it with some intentions, whatever it is you want to do with those things. But they do tend to be quite lovely. They're filled with herbs. I can see a little bit in there, and often they've got like a little tiny couple of pieces of crystal in there. We always get a candle, and this is a hand-rolled beeswax candle. It's got a little bit of glitter on it, and this one is Matters of the Heart. So this will be a heart chakra activation and cleansing candle, I would assume. Hand-rolled Matters of the Heart, hand-rolled spell candle created to provide space for you to contemplate and nurture the matters of your heart. Be sure to use a journal if possible, and it has the natural essential oils of cedarwood, bergamot, and myrrh within this one, so that'll actually smell really wonderful as that burns. So that's really lovely. I will certainly be using that very, very shortly here. I'll probably use that this weekend. Again, once some of my sinuses clear up a little bit, and I can think what I'm doing and all that. So let's see, what do we have here? Ooh, fun. Okay, so we always do also get incense in these boxes, and so usually there's stick incense, like you would normally see. This is, I think they call it rope incense. Yep, rose rope incense. Before working with your new oracle deck, woo! Take the time to set the tone by lighting the red tip of one of the rose rope incense by placing it within a fire-safe dish or cauldron. Allow the smoke to ease any nervous tension you're holding within your body. So if you've never seen rope incense, it's actually really kind of cool. You can get a special holder for it, but you don't have to. I've got like a little cup that has some sand in it, and you can just dig a tiny little well in the sand and stick this in, and they'll stand up and they'll burn. They smell really lovely, but it just looks like rope. And you take each one. I mean, they're all individual, and there's quite a few in here. It's really quite nice. But yeah, you just kind of put it in the sand and light it up, and it goes. You can also just put it in another dish, certainly something that is fire safe for sure, but and it'll also burn away. That way, you can lay it down, and it will burn away. But it's really kind of cool. They are shorter, so if you do burn incense and you're tired of your ashes going everywhere, these are a little easier to contain. And what does the paper say with it? Rose rope incense. Aroma, deep, sweet, and flowery, and exquisite perfume. So rose rope incense is a symbol of love and purity. In aromatherapy, it has a soothing effect on the emotions, particularly depressions, grief, and resentment. lifts the heart and eases nervous tension and stress. Perfectly safe for of the inhalation and environment as well. And this is from Kathmandu, Nepal. Handmade in Nepal by Incense Cottage, Purano Kalamali. I can't quite read it. At Kathmandu, Nepal. So that's kind of cool. Anyways, I'll put that back. I'll probably not be able to get that back in the bag. Oh, I can do it. There we go. I've got a little bit of dust from that on my table there, but that's okay. We'll put that aside. And, oh, lovely. I love it when we get a little surprise deck in here sometimes. Let's just check and make sure we've got everything out. Yes, okay. So I'm just going to get rid of the box. Oops. There we go. Give something to my cats to play with. There we go. All right. So we have a pocket-size, pocket edition of the Kuan Yin Oracle. Blessings, guidance, and enlightenment from the Divine Feminine. I actually don't have this deck in my collection. I've picked it up a number of times, you know, if I've been in, you know, metaphysical stores and things like that, and I put it back down every single time. It's just never leapt into my hands. It's never spoken to me, and sometimes that happens with certain decks. You go shopping for them, or, you know, sometimes you don't intend to buy anything, and that's when something will leap right into your hands and you end up taking it home. But other times I've been out, you know, looking for a specific deck, and I've found what I'm looking for, but it just never quite felt right. Maybe it was the timing, maybe it's the deck itself, I don't know. So sometimes these things are just meant to find you when they're meant to find you. So anyways, here we go. So we've got the pocket edition of this one, and that would be where this particular card came from. So really a beautiful message, a good size actually as well. If I grab my trusty deck, it's the standard Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. So we can see here it's about the same width as that and just a little bit shorter. So if you've got small hands, that would be really good for you. So anyways, I'm not going to open it up and unbox it right now. I'll probably do that a little bit later. This video will go too long if I do that. However, I'll read you the back of it though. So it's a 44 card deck. Be inspired by the loving presence and guiding voice of Goddess Kuan Yin in this unique pocket oracle. These exquisitely illustrated cards featuring heart-opening messages of guidance from the feminine divine will nourish you daily on your spiritual path, leading you to a place of inner peace and beauty. And there's a couple more. Hey, there's the one that I got right there. But there's a couple more images from this deck. So Alana Fairchild is the author of this one. So I'll unbox this one in a separate video because it is new to me. But anyways, there's a sample of it. So that is everything. I think we've got the Caribbean pod, we've got the artwork, we've got the oracle deck, yay! We've got the altar artwork, magical anointing oil, we've got the incense, we've got the labradorite tumblestone, we've got the candle, and we have the personal oracle reading. So we've got everything that's meant to be in here. So there we go. So it's going to be the box that keeps on giving for a while once I open this deck. But I thank you guys for watching. That's it from me. Stay tuned for this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.